Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading for the week of July 1st. We're going to jump right in here. You have the shift card. It says, taking your career in a totally different direction. Have courage to change course. Continue to grow and change to learn. You have this rescuer card. It says, someone in your life may need help getting back on track. But I definitely feel a change coming in for you as far as your work or career is concerned. I'm pretty sure we talked about this in the last bonus reading, or maybe it was the July monthly reading that we did. So I feel for a lot of you that you are making some big changes, and yeah, this is going to be a good thing for you. I kind of just see you embracing the change in the first place. I kind of feel like some of you have maybe gotten bored of a situation in work, career, business, and you're just ready for a new challenge is really what this kind of whole reading so far is saying to me for you here, Capricorn. So I feel like Capricorn needs a new challenge. You have the Judgment card, the Hierophant, and the Magician. Pretty powerful first row there. All major arcana I'm noticing as well. So it's like you're waking up to something with the Judgment card. I feel like it's like saying that you're waking up to what your life could be, You're waking up to bigger ideas. You're becoming aware of better ways of living, better ways to run your life, or, things that would actually lead to happiness. So I kind of in my head, I'm seeing the Judgment card as this process of you kind of breaking down what your life could be. And now you're starting to take the steps necessary to move towards it. I think you've kind of, again, you have the Nine of Swords here. Let me put it this way. I don't really like the Nine of Swords. I think it's the worst card in the tarot. But for you, it's almost as if you've gotten bored of something and now you just need a change. And I also feel that there are kind of signs going on around you that it is time for change. If this is work or business related, I feel like maybe things aren't working as well as they used to, or maybe you work for a company and maybe it's not making as much money as it used to. And so it's kind of like the writing is on the wall a little bit. I feel like you see that it would be a good time to make a transition or change in your life, and I feel like that's what you're doing. You have the Hierophant here. The Hierophant is the bridge between the heavens and the earth. The Hierophant also represents outside the box thinking, and we see 3 cards that all represent outside the box thinking, or could. The Hierophant, the Two of Swords, she has that new island behind her. She's thinking this or that, but really there's a third option behind her, which could be outside the box. Seven of Swords, instead of going to war, he is stealing those swords from the army in the background, which is kind of outside the box thinking. So I think outside the box thinking is going to be your best friend right now. You have the Magician. And the Magician says, I feel like you're almost attracting something into your life, and it could be love. We have 2 pages right here, and we go up to the 4 of Wands. I feel like the Nine of Swords is just saying that you are hoping to change your story in love, or you've kind of had maybe a repeat story in connections, maybe with that rescuer card. Maybe you always end up with people that you have to save or that you have to help or something like that. And again, I think maybe you're looking for someone who's more independent. With the Judgment card, you have the Eight of Swords. Again, I don't feel too bad about these swords cards, because I feel like this whole row, or this diagonal, is saying that this is the reason that you are making a change, is what I get intuitively. So maybe you have been stuck, or maybe you have been feeling bored or restricted, like I said at the beginning of the reading. But again, in my head, I don't necessarily see this as a bad thing. It's sometimes I think we have to experience stuckness so that we can make a change. And, again, that's more of the energy that I get here. I would be much more worried if I felt like you weren't doing something about it. But, again, the second half of the reading, we see a lot of action and learning as well with the Five of Wands, which we'll talk about in a minute. So again, I think you're taking the steps. With the Hierophant, you have the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands says you've been on this long journey and you've been putting in the work. Again, personally, I like the Ten of Wands. On a traditional Ten of Wands, the guy on the card is about to reach his home in the background of the card, and he is carrying those wands, but those wands are his harvest. So he is about to harvest, have a harvest from all his hard work. And I kind of feel that for you, but it's a little bit different. Well, actually, I'll show you here. What I feel is going on is that you're getting a new situation that you're still going to have to put work into, but it's almost like everything that you've learned through all the challenges that you've been through are going to make this new situation very, very successful. So again, if you've been working at a career for like 20 years and putting in a lot of work, I feel like you could be getting something new, starting a new career or doing something different. And it's like everything you learned is adding up to success. Same thing in love. It's like maybe you have a challenging love story right here where you've been round and round with a person, and it's like now you're gonna have to put the work into a new person, but it's like much more worth it, or the results you're getting are going to be much more worth it. Yes, with the Magician, you have the Ten of Pentacles. Again, I think you asked for this, or you've been manifesting something, or you've been asking for something. Ten of Pentacles is like everything you want and desire in life. I'm pretty sure almost every single person this week has had the Ten of Pentacles. I believe we're in a time where, pretty much the energy is encouraging everyone to build and leave a legacy. And, it's this very big energy. We have Neptune and Pisces, which is the big impossible dream. We also have Saturn and Pisces, which says if you get to work, then you can have whatever you want. And it's going to be work with Saturn and Pisces, but if you do it, then you'll be successful. So again, I think everyone is, maybe feeling like they want to work towards some sort of dream or goal or whatever it is. But it's probably something bigger than you've ever worked on before with that Ten of Pentacles energy. Next, what are we doing? What's coming towards you? You have this Act As If card and this Peacock card. It says, let it shine. So I feel the Act As If card just says, if you want to be something, just be it. Even if you don't have everything you need to be what you want to be. The Let It Shine card, I feel, is saying, act as if as well. I feel like it's saying, project the energy out of you getting what you want. And the thing is that you have the Three of Wands, which part of me feels like your ships are coming in. Part of me feels you are getting something that you've been wishing for, but I also feel the Three of Wands is kind of like saying, what are you waiting for? At the same time, Three of Wands is my card of what are you waiting for? He sees those ships out on that water, but he needs to get out to those ships to go on an adventure. And so I feel it's time for you to move towards something. Even we go this way here, Page of Cups to the Knight of Wands, it's time for you to go on an adventure with this energy. You have the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is like a never-ending nightmare. It's like having a nightmare, waking up, being stuck in a nightmare. I really just get this energy of boredom or being bored of a situation, or, it's like you're over it. And, so I don't really feel as bad on this Nine of Swords as I normally would. It's still not a great card. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. But, again, I think that, part of this reading is saying you have the opportunity through a new opportunity to change your story. And the Nine of Swords is saying that it's, time to change your story through a new experience. So, again, that's exactly what I would do. This is what I say to everyone who leaves a comment that says that everyone cheats. I'm like, well, not true. Plenty of people don't cheat. I've never cheated on anyone. Perfect example, right? Many of you probably have never cheated on anyone. So it's like, well, not everyone cheats. You've just gotten into a story that everyone cheats. So now it's time to change the story. It's like, what haven't you seen? What did you miss when you met this person? What are the things that you didn't pay attention to? And not a criticism, right? We have to learn from experiences. That's the whole point of life. So I feel like the Nine of Swords is saying there is another way, right? We have the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords says there's another way. She is crossing the swords over her heart, and she's trying to protect her heart. But she is thinking that her only options are this or that. But she has another option right here. All she has to do is walk through the water. She has to explore her emotions and get to the other side, to this island, and that will allow her to see that there is another way of doing things, or it will allow her to see that her life can be different, or can turn out in another way. So let's see here, Capricorn. With the Three of Wands, you have the Three of Cups. Three of Cups is a celebration, happiness, celebrating with people that matter to you. It is a card of your community as well. So I think it would be a great time to, work together in your community, or to get the help of your community. You even end with the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands can be conflict or competition, but the Five of Wands is coming up in the area of the good stuff in your reading. So it really says that, you could be getting a lot of help socially. To me, the Five of Wands is a card of socializing in the first place. So I think it would be a great time for you to socialize. With the Nine of Swords, you can't make this up. I knew that those two cards were connected. I really feel the Two of Swords, Nine of Swords, The Hierophant, I think the Seven of Swords as well, are really saying think outside the box, or again, maybe you've been inside of a box that is your story. These people are inside of a box that's keeping them trapped with the Eight of Swords, and all of this to say just think outside the box or step outside the box. With the Two of Swords, you have the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, like part of me, I feel a lot on this Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune can represent your fortunes turning in your favor. But I kind of feel, number one, that this is talking about universal assistance. Like, I feel like the universe is guiding you through, like, sign symbols, synchronicities, or, like I said earlier, the writing is on the wall in some area of your life. I think that, you could be working on projects or ideas or businesses or whatever, and it's like things, maybe you see that things are not going as well as they once did, and it's kind of like the universe is saying, like, okay, it's time for evolution. It's time for you to evolve into something else. I also feel that the Wheel of Fortune encourages us to take control of our destiny. So again, here we go up Page of Cups to the Five of Wands. The Page of Cups could be love, but the Page of Cups can also be your dream. He has this fish in this cup here, and I always say that fish might not exist. It might be part of his imagination, his dream, something that he's trying to accomplish. And he really needs to, grab onto that fish and make sure it doesn't escape. And so I feel that's how you can take control. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this Success card and this Taking Risks card. So I think that taking risks, we are in a time of risk where, taking a big risk to do something is going to be the thing that changes your life. And, as I say to everyone, these don't have to be the types of risks that are, going to cause devastation. We're talking about tiny little calculated risks, to do things that you've never done before so that you can be successful. So, we're not talking about, like jumping out of an airplane without a parachute. We're talking about, just taking a risk to do something. You have the Four of Wands, Page of Cups, and the Seven of Swords. Four of Wands is marriage. So is the Hierophant. So if you have your eye on a person with that Page of Cups, this person could be a person that leads to marriage or a very strong connection. The Four of Wands is also freedom. So the Four of Wands says that it's time to get to the next stage of life. I feel like this whole entire reading basically says that. You're completing one thing, and this kind of looks like a finish line, and you're getting to the other side with these people who are celebrating. So it's time for you to, level up. It's time for you to take it to the next level as well. You have the Page of Cups. I do feel like there could be a person here going on, but I feel like there needs to be communication. Again, you have the Page of Cups, Page of Pentacles. I feel like I've been saying this to you for a couple of weeks. So, again, you might be interested in a person that you're not communicating with, or, or there's about to be communication that comes in for you with that Page of Pentacles, but there definitely could be love. Could lead to marriage. I do feel like there's a little bit of fear here with the Seven of Swords. These sevens in the tarot, to me, can sometimes represent like internal fears that don't exist. So I feel it's time for you to let go of your fears in love. Again, he is doing something outside of the box. He is stealing those swords from this army in the background. So the Seven of Swords is really a card of tactics. It's a card of doing things differently so that you can get the result you want, even if you feel like you're not prepared. The Seven of Swords is about doing something carefully as well. He is stealing those swords, but he's carrying them by their tips there. So I feel for a lot of you that whatever you're about to do, or it might require like delicate work or delicate attention. So I would, if you're doing something big in work or business, I would, sometimes I feel like the Seven of Swords says, pay attention to all the little details, pay attention to how you're doing things so that you can kind of make sure that something is going to be successful. With the Four of Wands there, you have the Fool. I do feel it's a time for you to take a leap of faith in love. So again, that could be part of the risk. If you're wanting love, you might need to take a risk towards a person. All of this right here. It could be a person that there is competition for as well with that Five of Wands. But the Fool says, take a leap of faith. Maybe you need to communicate or reach out or something like that. With the Page of Cups, you have the Star. The Star is like, what you're wishing for. It's funny that I said your dream, because the Star would be your dream. And whatever your dream is, it could be to get something you want and desire. It could be to like work on something or to create something in the world. It could be to have a family. It's going to be different for all of you. But I feel this is saying, take control of your destiny and really start to make things happen. With the Seven of Swords, you have the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups is like a knight in shining armor. Again, I'm wondering, for those of you that do want love this way, I'm wondering if you need to change your story in love. So again, maybe you had something challenging happen to you in a connection, or things didn't work out, and there really could be a knight in shining armor coming in here, but you're going to have to take the risk to open up to a new person, or you're going to have to take the risk to be in a relationship in the first place, and that's exactly what I would do here. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this card that says Full Moon in Aquarius. Show the world the real you. Yes, I think we said something about you kind of like doing the things, leveling up, right? And I think by leveling up, you'll show the world the real you. You have this full moon in Pisces. It says balance spirituality and practicality. Yeah, it's like pay attention to the signs and symbols, but also take action on the things that you know you need to take action on. I feel like that's what that's saying. You have the Five of Wands, Page of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands. The Five of Wands can be conflict and competition, but these people on this card, they're using sticks to fight. They're not using swords. So I feel that they are really learning how to fight. And so the Five of Wands to me really does represent learning through competition. It could also say that you could be learning from the competition. Of course, don't compare yourself to the competition, but I feel like there are a lot of things that you could be learning from the competition, from the people, from the people that do what you want to do, and kind of learning what, how they do things and applying it to what you do. That could make you more successful. I also feel that there could be, if you're attracting a person, you could be attracting a person where there is a lot of competition for this person. So, I don't know. I don't know what I was going to say about that, but there you go. You have the Page of Pentacles. Again, if you're interested in love, I feel like there needs to be communication. I do feel like there will be communication. It's showing up in the good stuff, but, I kind of feel the whole entire reading is really talking about action or taking action towards something. So I feel that kind of communicating or whatever would be a good idea. This is also another card of education, just like the Five of Wands and the Hierophant, which you have here. So it could be a really good time for you to learn new things, to upgrade your skills, to move in new directions. All that stuff would be a good idea with the Page of Pentacles. I kind of feel like there's good news coming in for you as well. So for those of you that are waiting for news or information, you could be getting news or information. You have the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is about going on an adventure, being spontaneous, kind of opening up to what could happen in, pretty much anything that you're doing in your life. So it could be an amazing time for adventure and, exploration and seeing the world. So if you're doing any of those things, I think this is really good for you. I also feel that this could be encouraging more social energy, especially with that Five of Wands. So anything, any socializing that you could do could be a really good idea for you, because, I just think that it will, lead to a lot of success. Let's see. With the Five of Wands, you have the Queen of Pentacles. I thought you had the King of Pentacles for some reason, but doesn't matter. Queen of Pentacles is your card. Whenever you show up as yourself in a reading, it kind of puts you in a position of power and strength, allows you to get what you want. But the Queen of Pentacles is about being resourceful and using your resources. For those of you that are leveling up, for those of you that are, going from one career to the other, or starting that business, or starting a new relationship, I feel like the Queen of Pentacles is really going to show you that you have a lot more resources than you think. So you are very resourceful, and I think that your resources are going to be shown to you. With the Page of Pentacles, are you kidding? There you go. I had a feeling that the King of Pentacles was going to show up here. So again, if you want love, this definitely looks like a divine counterpart to me. I love the King and Queen of Pentacles together. They represent two people who really want to make things work, two people who want to put in the effort and want things to be successful. They also create a lot of stability in connections. So again, could be a very stable connection. With the Knight of Wands, you have the Eight of Pentacles. It's like time to get to work. I kind of feel like you're seeing results. I do feel that, again, with the Ten of Wands, that whatever new things that you're working on, it's going to be, I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I just think things are going to be much easier than you're thinking. So if you're thinking about starting a new business, you already have all the knowledge and wisdom with that Ten of Wands based off the work that you've already done. Remember, we were talking about this at the beginning, how you've already done a bunch of work on something over the past several years, and it's like applying that knowledge to something new is going to make something much easier. I think the results are going to be much, much easier than you think, and so that's exactly why you need to get to work, is what I feel like this is saying. You have this ladder. It says climbing towards success. I mean, you are a Capricorn, so, of course you are climbing towards success. You have this dogs card. It says getting together with friends. Yeah, we talked a little bit about socializing and how, being social or spending time with people who matter to you, there could be a lot of benefits to that. You have this marriage card and also this goldfish. It says increase in material wealth or spiritual growth. Yeah, I do see marriage here for some of you. Hierophant, Four of Wands. You could also be meeting a person that you will marry in the future, and being with this person could increase your material wealth or your spiritual growth or both. So I do feel that there could be a very solid connection here. You have this bull card. It says do not back down from opposition, show strength and fortitude, Five of Wands. So I think you need to push through the challenges here. You have this V card. It says victory in some endeavor. Yeah, definitely some big victories or big wins coming in for you. But again, I feel like for the victories to happen, Four of Wands is the answer. It's like you have to move on to that next stage of whatever you're working on. But this looks really good, Capricorn. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.